Good morning, everybody, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setups for today. So first things first, if we look at the 8-hour oscillators group to the upside, and then remember we had that bit of chaos from earlier in the year. That was in the beginning of June, late May, where we didn't know what we were doing, and then we had this dramatic drop. Now we're back into this zone again. So the question is, do we reject this area or do we find some support? So first thing to look at is just pay attention to what's going on the weekly. And I want to just delete that. So we are between the moving averages, essentially. So there is your 155 EMA, and here is your 33 and 60 EMA here. So these have had a crossover. We've got quite a bit of structure to the left. You see the swing low here. Lots of areas where we were buying off, and then we formed this double top, head and shoulders, inverse cup and handle, whatever you want to do. Big question is that measured move kind of done? And you can see just a little bit short of it, so not entirely sure of that. And we're also still in this downward trend at the moment. So a rejection up here is going to get us moving back down. But I would just do this. That is your line in the sand. See this weekly swing high? That was the rejection. That is your line in the sand. So 33,535 or 33,500. We need to get it back above it, find support, and then that would validate the weekly sort of flag setup for a continuation to the upside. Same thing on the monthly. You've got this massive pin bar here, and then we sort of drop below it, but we do have a higher low here on the monthly with diversions. So there's the previous swing low there. Here's the current swing low it's forming. There's your setup. So break above the structure. That just validates this big flag from this previous move up. And that is going to be fairly interesting. Okay, so back down to the 8-hour. And you can see, don't want to be long here, not with the oscillators like they are. You're looking for a pullback onto structure. Our challenge is the closest bit of structure is at 32,200. So that's pretty far away. The next logical thing would be one of these two swing lows here. Okay, so that's kind of the zone we need to pay attention to at the moment. So obviously we would prefer this zone, but you're probably going to find this takeoff on a much lower time frame. So let's just look at that. You can see there, it's going to fine tune that to the 3-hour. So there is my fractal to the upside. We'll keep this one. You can see it has been tested. That's at 32,500. So that was tested. 3-hour oscillators also grouped the upside. So also not indicating a long entry on the higher time frames there. When we start looking at the 1-hour, we're already heading down for the oscillators. We do have pretty solid support here if you look at it now. So that is at 32,662. We've got 2 attempts at that. And we could, I'm going to look at that on a lower time frame, but I think inside here you're probably going to find either a gap or some form of structure on the 15-minute. So obviously what we're looking for is price to get back onto structure. We are in an uptrend on the hour, so we want to be trading with the uptrend. All intents and purposes, you're going to have to start dropping below some of these swing lows down here for a bear trend to form. So at the moment, very strong uptrend on the hour, and you can see how the oscillators are pulling back inside the uptrend, and that is just an ideal setup looking for structure. Right, so first things first, let's just make sure there's no little gaps here, nothing that I can see that stands out. So there is my first bit of structure. That is at 32,671. Look at the oscillators already grouping to the downside. We're still in an uptrend on the 15-minute as well. So one of the ways to be looking at this during the European Open, if you want to, is treat that as a range. So 32,783, start breaking above that, find support here on the 15-minute, then it'll be heading to the gap. If it starts breaking below this, then you're looking for a move into this zone that we have here. So this is 32,671, at 32,624, so, and probably take it down to 32,600. Price gets down here, start finding some bullish price action inside bars, engulfing bars, pin bars, and you can see what I'm talking about. Here's an engulfing bar. Yeah, there's an engulfing bar. You see there's another engulfing bar, not quite on the structure, but fairly close. So that's kind of the setup that you're looking for. If we start dropping below the lows of Friday, then definitely you're looking, there are sort of some micro gaps down here on the 5 minute, which you need to pay attention to. So that would drop us down to 32,200. But I think for me at the moment, watch this, treat this as a range. If it drops below, I wouldn't be chasing shorts. I'd be waiting for structure here. If we break above, I'd be waiting for support up here for a continuation to at least close the gap and then see what transpires in this zone. But as I've mentioned, 33,500 is our line in the sand. We need to get above that. And we need to get support up there for the trend to truly have reversed. Okay, so that's kind of my view at the moment. Definitely going to be a 15-minute chart trading day again, but pay attention on the hour as well, because the hour is starting to look fairly interesting. Don't see this turning out to be a double top just yet. It would have to break 32,500 for that to happen. So that's kind of the view I've got. If we can keep support up here, then I'm all for buying. If we start dropping below and start mucking around back in this area here, then I am a sit on hands type person waiting for a break of this area, because if we break that, there's nothing really to the left apart from this swing high and then that is going to give you the retest. So that's my view this morning. Hope it helps, and we will catch up with you tomorrow. Cheers for now.